Good evening. So you see that light on the ceiling there? Have you ever, do you think I've ever wondered why it doesn't fall down? Well, to be honest, I haven't. Same thing with this ceiling light here. It's there. I've never asked myself why it doesn't fall down. Well, apparently somebody has posted a video, 20 questions flat earthers can't answer. And one of them is why the sun and the moon don't fall down. I've never thought about that any more than I've thought about ceiling lights in this home not falling down. Now, this light is definitely an interesting case because I've had to learn, and it's a set of lights. If I don't get it just right, it can be pretty annoying. So watch this. I'll turn this off. Now I'm going to go back upstairs. And flip this switch. Doesn't turn on. I'm gonna go back downstairs. Flip the switch the other way. So the bottom line is this set of switches is finicky. If you don't get it just right, then it takes you a while to figure out how in the world you get these lights to turn on. But once you get it figured out, you're back in business. So even those lights, even though they have been a little bit of source of annoyance to me, I don't even care about them. I know how they work. I know what I have to do to make them work. And I just live my life. And I don't... See, I'm not an electrician. I don't have to know how those lights work. I just use the switches and turn them on and off. So with that in mind, I'd like to show you a little poem I wrote. Imagine an elephant, even though of course it can't, pretending to hide behind a fire hydrant like you're blind. Or if it were to presume to not be there in a room, well, we have that situation in the world. United Nations, all conspiring to us fool, thinking they can thus us rule. They tell us the sun is distant when it obviously isn't. On the contrary, it's clear that the sun is right up. On the contrary, it's clear that the sun is up there, here. Good thing, because if it wasn't, it'd be dark. Makes sense? It just doesn't. Any distant sun like that simply falls on its face flat, because all its light and heat would just dissipate, deplete. And of elephants speaking, oh, it's such a silly thing, the way the sun inflate, way too big. They think it's great, but it's actually fraud. Like Lucifer thinking he's God. And actually, like a really big bubble, now today they know they're in trouble. They work hard that bubble to tether, but they're not holding it together. Coming true, their nightmare worst is their bubble being burst by of the true sun, the light, and the lies being put to flight. Now were 20 questions asked. Flat earthers were given a task, and I personally refuse to his false assumptions used, and I could really even call them presumptions, as if we owed them a case. Why? So that they can save face? No way. Let's put you on trial.
for the way you minds defile with your obvious fallacies, which even a child sees when they're given the slightest chance to give even give the facts a glance. But one question I recall, by no means I'll answer them all. But you asked about the sun and the moon which overhead run. How do they not just fall down? Well, how does a fish not drown? The answer in either case is they simply know their place. The lights in the firmament every day are for us sent, and it is a thing of beauty to behold them do their duty. They don't God of glory rob, they just up and do their job, and it's not their job to fall. You this talk may crazy call, but you're actually loopy and presumptuously snoopy. After all, you think you can, being a mere mortal man, such inside knowledge demand, while upon this earth you stand. Well, I frankly ask, who cares? And presume on God thus dares, as if he did not exist, and did not do well to insist that we simply him believe, and such lofty matters to him leave. After all, is this my home? So after all, in this my home, that the lights are here I've known, but it doesn't at all me irk that I don't know how they work, other than the hall downstairs. Even so, they work. Who cares? See, I'm not an electrician, but I've sure made my decision to just use the lights and live, and likewise I God glory give. He's the one that this world made. Be fruitful, multiply, us bade. Well, what part of that don't we like? Let's not so silly be. I will definitely do what he said. Enjoy it too. And I won't overanalyze all those lights up in the sky, nor will I play right along with your game because it's wrong. God does not owe you that info, and it really is that simple. And just in case you it missed, I am not a secularist, nor is clouded up my vision by worshipping scientism. So I don't accept your rules, as the serpent this world fools, but repent, wake up, and join in this fight. Gird up your loins. After all, again, that elephant, he's been found. Game over. Irrelevant. Is that what you want to be? Well then, listen, please, to me. Step outside, look up, and see. And behold that soothing hue of the heavens. Know why they're blue? In my opinion, because that sun shine through water does. Not that I have ever been, but I sure have ripples seen passing through the moon at night when it's out and shining bright, speaking by the way of which shines because God does it on switch. By the way, just like this. Just like, yet again, any light. I'm about to call it a night, but God knows how you to find. There's no need to keep being blind. Just let down of doubt the guard. fighting against him. Fighting against him? Oh, so hard. Let us look to him be saved, who his son to save us gave. And by the way, last night I decided to create another little model. So I said, I already did this with the Earth, but I decided, well, why don't I do the moon too? Okay, so let's say that the moon, so the moon's supposed to be 2,000 miles in diameter. And I scaled that down to a 16th of an inch. So then, according to that scale, we then would have the Earth here, supposedly 238,000 miles away, and supposedly having a diameter of 8,000 miles. So let me actually grab this, and we'll hold it up to this light here. So this light is not as big as the sun would be on this scale, because if the moon was if the supposed 2,000 mile diameter moon was shrunk down to a 16th of an inch, then the sun's diameter would be 2 foot 3¼ inches in diameter. So that is several times bigger than this light. But so tell you what, I'll leave all the lights on in here, and I will see you outside because I have to go take my 90.82 steps, or arms. An arm is 32 inches, and that's about one of my steps. It's a unit of measure that I sort of invented. But I'm going to go out there and do my 90.82 steps, and let's see. So we're going to look out the window here, and I'm going to go take a walk and look in the window from out there at 90.82 steps away and see what that looks like. See you in a moment.